bumbo style seats safe for babies and are they recommended? So we were gifted this bumbo during pregnancy and I thought it might come in useful. This is my first daughter who was 4 months old at this stage. Now she was watched the whole time. I was trying to get her into a good position. She kept flopping to the side. She was really scrunched up. She vomited. She brought up loads of milk several times, refluxy, because basically what was happening is she was really crouched over like this and it was putting a lot of pressure on her tummy. I thought maybe at 4 months old, she's just a little bit too young for this. And then tried it again about 3 or 4 weeks later where she was starting to sit up a bit more independently after lots of tummy time. And she was still really crouched over that I basically just chucked out the bumbo because it just wasn't worth the hassle that it brought. So there really are several problems with bumbos. One is the actual positioning of the baby and it puts a lot more pressure on their stomach, so it can increase a baby refluxing, for example. It doesn't help develop their core muscles. It doesn't help to enable them to start sitting up independently. Things like tummy time will help them. Getting them to sit in a bumbo really doesn't, because it doesn't engage their core muscles. There's a safety hazard. So for particularly this bumbo, it had no strap. So again, it could pose a safety hazard in baby coming out, rolling out either side. You can see from the previous photo, she just wasn't straight. She just wasn't upright in it. All I wanted was my hands free, and we ended up just converting back to the baby bouncer because it was far easier. If we hadn't been gifted it by a well-meaning family member, I wouldn't have used it at all. So if you haven't bought a bumbo seat, don't buy one. We were gifted it, we tried it, it did not work whatsoever. It made things worse. And it just really reiterated to me that bumbo seats are neither safe nor practical, nor do they aid development of babies. Lots of bumbo style seats were recalled as well over the years because of safety issues with where they're being placed, how they're being placed. Some of them now obviously do have straps, which is a little bit safer. But again, depending on where you're placing that bumbo seat, they have really heavy heads, babies, and they can easily fall or flop over. There are much safer products on the market to be able to help keep your baby in place. Things like baby bouncers when you are watching and supervising them, for example. Things like reclined high chairs where you can strap them in with a proper harness, for example. There are also just ways of just moving your mat around the floor around your house and enabling your baby to have tummy time and being able to have some floor time from a developmental perspective. Babies will sit up eventually and be able to sit up unaided, but bumbo seats are not great to be able to do that. In hindsight, what I should have done is thought about the advice that we as student health visitors and health visitors would have given to parents and chucked the bumbo out, but I kept it because I thought, oh, it might come in useful, it might work for my daughter. As you can see from the photos, it did not work and we did chuck it out after 2 uses because, it just made the positioning worse and you could see just how uncomfortable she was in that. A floor mat is the safest place for baby, or alternatively things like a baby bouncer or a reclining high chair, one that you have got proper harness straps, and that's basically what we went back to. Moral of the story, don't buy a bumbo and don't accept one secondhand. If you really do need to use one, place it on the floor with a floor mat on the floor. Ensure that your baby is appropriately restrained and make sure you are watching them the entire time that they are in it.